Yes, welcome to the induction session for the day. And today we'll be seeing what is Montessori and what all things you have to do. So before that, I would like to share the whole curriculum and the syllabus. Just see, I am sharing you. As you have in the WhatsApp group also, I have sent you the split up syllabus too. Fine. So here the screen will be visible. Is it, Triveni ma'am?
No, ma'am, your
It will
picture
be in a
only, your
while.
photo only is visible.
Yeah, okay. My video is gone now.
Yeah, your video is gone, but screen is not visible. Your photo only is visible.
Okay. See, now it will be visible.
Yes.
Now here Kartika is also there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so this was the thing which I had sent you earlier also in the group. It is there and for all the details. So here this course is totally here in Montessori. You will be learning everything related to teaching.
Ma'am.
Okay, so here in this first we will understand about how you will start your own school. Fine. So when you will start your own school, this Montessori school is also called activity school. Okay. So when this is an activity school means here the senses are most important. Okay. Because Dr. Maria Montessori, she believed on senses as she worked more on science. Right. We will learn about Dr. Maria Montessori tomorrow. Okay, we'll be understanding her more deeply tomorrow. But today we'll just see that what all things we'll be doing in this full course. Okay, this was the thing which actually I was about to tell you on Friday, because when we introduce the syllabus on Friday, we all tell you that what all stationery and everything you will require for that. And then 2 days you have time to take out the stationery, and from that day onwards we will so here you have to make some practical files. So here there are 7 practicals. You can see you have to make a first aid box. This is the very important thing which we make in every teacher training courses. Why is this so? Because we are dealing with tender kids, right? These are the kids of age 3 to 6 years. Fine. So they tend to get some or the other mishaps in the school. So for that, a first aid box and a first aid information a teacher must have. Fine. So that's why in every teacher training course, first aid box is the first and the foremost practical, which is done. Second thing, we have to make here an activity record journal. Why activity record journal? Because as I told you, this Montessori school is totally activity school. Here, we are giving children a prepared environment. There is a difference between conventional environment and a prepared environment. First, let us understand that. Conventional environment is the environment which is teacher-centered, where there is one teacher in the center and children are all together and children are thinking according to the brain of the teacher. That is a teacher-centered conventional classroom. But here in Montessori classroom, the teacher is also called as a directress. Why directress? Because the teacher is only going to observe and direct the child. The environment of the Montessori school or the activity school is such that the child himself is self-dependent. Okay, here in the Montessori schools, the shelves are at the low level, at the level of the child. And what happens? The materials are kept at the level of the child. The child himself goes, chooses the material, and then sits at the place silently, because Dr. Montessori believed much more on silence, discipline. That doesn't mean if you are doing any activity or something, that means you have to make noise and make hustle and bustle in the classroom. In Montessori, the silence is very much important. We also play a silence game in Montessori. That also activity we'll be doing. So here, you have to prepare an activity record journal so that you understand that what all activities you will be doing along with the children. For that, you need a journal book, like how we have a journal book for physics, chemistry practicals. That type of practical book you require, so you need to purchase that. Okay, that practical book you will be requiring here. In that, one side is plain and another side is ruled. In that plain side, you will be sticking pictures, which I'll be letting you afterwards. We'll be writing this same like how we do practical. Dr. Maria Montessori was a doctor in medicine, so she has worked more on science. And that is why these activities are having a scientific approach. So for those scientific approach, there is sensorial development. You also have to make the models for sensorial development. The materials for this, I'll be telling you when we will be approaching towards the sensorial development. Okay, that is our next model. Okay, there is a typing error here. Model 1 is written every place, but it is module 1, module 2, module 3, and module 4. There are 4 modules in theory, and there are next 4 modules in the semester 2 theory. Okay, next is teaching aid for sense training. See, as for sensorial development, the teaching aid you have to make. For the different types of materials, we'll be letting you, and then you don't have to make that. We'll be just informing you that these type of materials are required. We will be teaching you Montessori in home. Okay, that how you can make your home as a Montessori classroom. That is important, right? We'll be teaching you here to understand that how in a simple way you can make your classroom a Montessori classroom. As you all know, Montessori equipments are too much expensive, right? When all these Montessori equipments are expensive, that means it goes in the rates of lakhs in Indian rupees when we talk about, and it becomes very difficult in at this era when our India is era after a pandemic, right? It becomes literally very much difficult for everybody now. And first of all, initially there was demonetization, then this the pandemic. So everybody wants to use the materials which are cost savvy, right? They do not want to use the material which are very much expensive, and but they want to give a very good skill developed training to the students now, because the children are so much advanced in nowadays. You know, when a small child, to 3-year child or 4-year child also knows how to use an Android or an iPhone mobile phone, isn't it? So if the child is so much advanced, we require the advancement in the school, and for that this Montessori schools are working. Okay, so for that sense teaching, what all materials will be there, we'll be telling you, but you do not have to make all these things. We'll be informing you. You will be making only 5 models for sensorial development that we'll be letting you. These 5 models will be according to the 5 areas of Montessori, which will be coming through across. One will be language, culture, math, and many different areas. Language, culture, and maths, these three are very much important in Montessori, and others it is not important. So minimum 3 models are compulsory, but if you make 5, that will be good. Next, we come up to the fifth practical, that is the domains and the skill development project. Here, you have to make a project on the skills and the domains which will be achieved. What will be the domains? The domains are physical domain, cognitive domain, emotional domain, social domain. These are the developmental skills for which every teacher is working. Okay, so for this you have to make a different types of project, that how you are going to develop different domains in the child. This project may be a model or it may be a normal teaching it. It can be any, but it will be a type of a project. Next, as Maria Montessori believed more on the focusing of the language, the first and the foremost thing in the language comes about the phonics, the sound of the letters and the numbers, right? So the phonics, the Jolly phonics, it's given by Christopher Jolly. We will be keeping one webinar for you all wherein you will be learning more about phonics, and you have to make a phonics scrapbook. And this scrapbook in Montessori, there is a difference in making a phonics scrapbook in Montessori and phonics scrapbook in entity. In entity, you just need to draw the things, but in phonics scrapbook you have to make the phonics scrapbook in an activity based. That is totally different, which we will be letting you make along with us in the online class itself. So that, as you know, as I told you 1 month before we took admission, I told you the syllabus now is changing. So these all are the things, and many things are changing here. So we will be helping you out to make all your practicals during the live class itself. We'll be informing you that what all materials you require, and you will always sit with that material. At least you can make in a rough with that material, and then the fair one you can make it afterwards, so that you will have an idea. So while you're making along with us, if you have any doubt, then you can ask me, right? Next, we come up to the rhyme scrapbook, because in this also comes in the language. Here you have to search about many rhymes related to the phonics, and those rhymes we are segregating the phonics scrapbook with the phonics and the sound, and here the phonics rhyme itself you have to write here. All the 42 rhymes you have to write along with the vowels here in the rhyme scrapbook. Okay, because lots of rhymes actually make a very good activity based environment, because rhymes itself involve the actions. When we repeat the rhyme, there are lots of actions, and doing actions is nothing but an activity, right? So these all things, the linguistic and the sensorial development only is there in the semester 1, and that is why exercises for the practical life is the second module. In the first module in theory, this was about the practical. Now we come up to the theory. In theory, first we will understand who was Dr. Maria Montessori, how she came into this activity approach. In the second thing, we will be learning about the practical life. Dr. Maria Montessori totally believed that the child should be trained for the practical life. The child should not be a rote learner. So in practical life, the basic things should be there. Then, as I told you, the sensorial and linguistic development. For linguistic development, we'll work more on the phonics, and the sensorial development will work more on the didactic apparatus given by Dr. Maria Montessori, which developed the senses. So this was about the first semester, which will be completed in the first 3 months. Okay, in the first 3 months, we'll be completing this. And after the first 3 months, we will be not having any exams, directly the submissions of the practical. And then after the 3 months, we'll be entering into the semester 2. Here, when we enter into the semester 2, in the practical, first we'll see the practical. We'll be learning the Montessori lesson plan. The lesson plan which is used in Montessori, the teaching models related to the lesson plan which you have written. Here also you have to make some teaching aids, but here this teaching aid will be related to the lesson plan which you are writing. If you are teaching something related to alphabet and numbers, the teaching model will be related to that itself. That doesn't mean if you are teaching letter A, then you are making something related to shapes. No. If you're teaching letter A, the model should be related to letter A itself. Understood? So this lesson plan and the teaching model should be interrelated with each other. Then we actually, after this, whatever things we are doing, when we do this course offline, the practical second is always coming under the internship. All these materials we teach you, that you have to prepare all these formats, and then we have in internship we have to go to the Montessori school, teach some students there, and take the samples from there. But as we all are doing online, so you just have to assume that all these things are happening. We will inform you that pretend that this type of environment is there, and then you have to assume that all these things are happening in the school, and then you are writing the case study. You have to make some activity sheets for the children. Those activity sheets will be in such a way that the child gets the sensorial training. Then you have to make the cumulative chart, which is important for the assessment. Okay, you have to assess the child. In Montessori, the directress is another observer too. As I told you, the teacher in Montessori school, the teacher never sits in the classroom in the center, and the children are following the instructions of the teacher. Okay, the teacher is just the observer. The teacher always helps and guides with the materials and the equipments, and the child is doing the activity on his or her own self. The child is becoming independent, and the child is doing the activity on his or her own. Okay, so because of that, what the teacher's duty is there now, because the child is doing everything on his or her own. Then what will the teacher do? The teacher will observe the child, right? That what kind of domain the child is developing, what kind of skill the child is developing. And that observance is nothing but the assessment of the child. That means in Montessori school, there is no exam here. There is no such exams. We never say to the children that tomorrow is your exam. Get prepared for your exam, so that the child is learning twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And then with the hands back, you have to tell in front of the teacher. No, this is not there in the Montessori school. Okay, this is everything in the conventional environment. Okay, here, whatever activity the child is doing, that is his exam only. The teacher has to observe. You have to give the same activity to the child. Okay, one day if you're doing the giving the activity, the child is doing so, the teacher directs the child that how you have to do it. Another day again you will give the same activity, and then you will judge that yes, whether the child has listened properly yesterday, whatever I taught. That means if the child has listened properly, that means that skill is developed. Okay, so this way the assessment sheets you will be making, will be teaching you how you will be making, and you will be working upon it. Okay, next we'll be making a storyboard, because with the help of a story in and playway method, you can teach many different concepts to the children. So you must understand how to make a storyboard in Montessori. Okay, Montessori, Dr. Maria Montessori also believed upon the physical development of the child. So that's why she worked more on the kinesthetical domain. That is the domain which totally depends on the working with doing on his or her own self, where the child develops his or her own personality, his or her own body development. And that is more, as we are learning all these things in India, so we will understand that all these things literally come from the very important physical development, that is nothing but yoga. So here we will be understanding more about the physical development. We will be giving some physical exercises, the basic physical warm-up. I request please mute, because the session is getting recorded and I'll be putting the session in the YouTube. Okay, so I request please mute your devices. Okay, yeah. So about the physical activity, I'll be giving some warm-up exercises. You have to draw some stick figures for the warm-up exercises. in the physical journal, and then some yoga postures and yoga exercises. And yes, in this practical assessment, you also, teachers also have to do some yoga. Okay, the meditation and many different things will be teaching you. Will be sending some videos to you, and during your assessments also you will be doing some one or the other yoga exercise and practice. You will be showing it to us. That is also important, because if a teacher is fit, then only the teacher is going to keep the child fit. So the teacher must know the correct position and postures of yoga. That is also important. That is the 7th practical. Mrs. Kartika ma'am, I request you to please mute your device. Your device is unmuted and Kartika Srini, please mute your device.
என்ன ஹோம்வொர்க் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? ஏதோ படிச்சிட்டு வர சொன்னாங்கன்னு சொன்னீங்க. என்னன்னு சொல்லு.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yes. So next, the last practical in the semester 2 is the school records. As I told you, after starting this Montessori teacher training course you do, you can start your own school, right? So when you start your own school, a teacher must know that what all are the records which you have to keep it in your school. So those records we will be giving you, we will be informing you that these are the records which you is compulsory there, like admission form, fees record form, and health record form. These 3 forms are the very important forms, right? Because when you start your own school, all these things should be there in the school, right? So when all these things are there, these things are going to help you to set up your own institute or in your own organization. So we will be giving you an idea about all these forms, so that you have a proper intention and if you have a proper way that yes, and I want to start my own school, I must require all these things, and then you can gather all these things and then you can go with a properly planned setup. Okay, so this was about the practical. These are the 8 practicals. So total 15 practicals you have to make, including semester 1 and semester 2. Total 15 practicals are divided into 7 and 8 in 2 semesters, which will be divided into 3 months. And that's why this course will be completed in the 6 months. 6 months means 6 academic months. Saturday, Sundays are holiday. Okay, so when we talk about Saturday, Sundays are holidays, only 20 days are there working. And within these 20 days, we also have gazetted holidays. So excluding those, like if there is a Republic Day, if there is Raksha Bandhan, if there is Onam, if there is any festival, we give holiday. Because this is an institute for ladies, and ladies have lots of work in the kitchen, I understand. And during the festivals, all the ladies have lots of work. So we don't want to do a work in such a way that if you're doing the course the next day in the festival, if you're doing the course sitting in front of the class, and the next day your husband will say, now sit at home and don't do any course. So it's better we give holiday on that day, right? So we were taking 6 academic months. Okay, so 6 academic months. So probably when we talk about the months, it will go about 8 months also. Okay, but 1 or 2 months it will be extending, but you will be paying the fees only for 6 months. Don't worry, your fees doesn't go for 8 months. The fees will be only for the 6 months, because the course is for 6 months itself. Fine. Because these 2 extra months we are carrying for the exams and assessment. We give you session break for the exams and assessments, so you will be having break, so the months get extended, but the teaching part will be in the 6 months itself. So first 3 months will be completing these activity records and journals. So I request all of you that you all must sit with a rough notebook or a rough diary or anything, so that at least during this 40 minutes in the classroom, you are sitting with and you are writing with something, and even I'll be writing along with you, because as you all know, I told you that this time the syllabus is totally changing, you know. So I'll have to send you many things as a sample. So I'll also be writing along with you, and I'm trying to have a recorded session daily. So if there is some technical error now in the app, we will be working on Zoom, because in Zoom, the session gets recorded. Only the hard work is there for a teacher, that I have to upload it in the YouTube and then I have to send it to you. But when the app gets properly maintained, surely we'll be having class in the app. because we have paid for the app. So we must work it on the app. But I'll talk to the app makers why the app is not having a proper access. But if till the app is not working, keep the Zoom app always in your mobile so that we have all the recorded sessions and others can also see it. Lastly, I just wanted to tell you that we are doing this Montessori course. This is Montessori in the home. We are preparing you and your classroom for a Montessori. We are not purchasing any heavy equipments. We'll just show you the photos so that if you go to Montessori school, you must know that what is this. We'll be showing you the photos, but we are not telling you because in 800 rupees per month, we cannot ask you to buy the heavy Montessori equipments, which comes up to lakhs of rupees, right? And even we cannot buy because we are also taking only 800 rupees per month. So we will also not buy it to show you. We will be showing you the pictures and the very first day I'm telling you, but whatever thing you can do it from your home, you can make it at your home with normal cardboard, thermocol and chart paper, with a normal board. That all thing we will be teaching you, that how you can make the Montessori equipments related to that which is expensive in the market. A similar equipment related to that we will be teaching you, that how you can make it at your home. But we are not forcing you in this course that you must make it. Okay, we'll be showing you, we'll be teaching you how you can make it, but we will never force you that yes, you have to make it, then only you'll get a certificate. No, we will just teach you and we'll just give you the notes, and all those methods we will be writing in the journal, so that if any time after the course, if you want to make it, if you want to start your own school, you have a proper guide in front of you, that yes, if I want to make a storyboard, how I will be making it. If I want to make a pink tower, how I going to make it. If I want to make a sound bottles, how will I making it. If I want to make a sense bottles, how will I making it. What are materials you all require. So when you start your own school, within this year, if you are starting, if you want to make it, you can make it. So if you are planning to open your own Montessori school after this 1 year of the course, you can start making it. Whatever we are teaching you can start making it and keep it for your school initially, so that you don't have lots of expenses at an initial setup, and when you get admissions in your school, then you can purchase it. So you will not have that much investment also, right? So this is the school, this is the course Montessori in home. Okay, the books which we are following, that book ebook is easily available in Amazon and Flipkart. This is the book we are actually following. If you want to purchase it, the book costs rupees 555. I'll be sharing the link for that. And if you want to purchase an ebook in the Google Play Store, in the Play Books, you have that book. I'll be sharing you the book also in the next class, so that if you want to purchase it, you can purchase that book. The book ebook cost rupees 350. So if you want, you can purchase that ebook. In that, everything is written. We are following the same book. And why I told you all these things, because if I would have not told you, then you would have said that ma'am knows everything and I don't know anything. No, all my trainee teachers must know everything, because you must understand that how we are working, the way you can also work upon it, right? For that, you must know that which books we are following. Okay, so presently we are following the book. I'll be sharing you that book so that you will understand. If you want, you can purchase that book from the Google Play Books also. Ebook is there. That ebook will be much more easier, because you will be writing the same, literally same thing. From that you can write it in a proper way. Fine, the materials, and if there are any doubts, we will be clearing all those doubts in the classroom. Fine. So we will end up for the day today. Any doubts, please let me know.